Peace and love. Yeah, I'm back already because I'm hoping that someone else can verify for me if they are having the same type of problem with ancestry. Is it just me? Am I the only person having problems with ancestry yet today? I mean, right now, I just am having a problem getting on. I'm just kind of hoping. I am hoping. Okay, so I'm going to go to the home page where everything looks normal. Let's see, is the problem resolved? Now I don't have any tabs open, so should not take so long. Everybody's sleeping still. We're up very late, and so everybody's sleeping here, and yeah, so that's what happens when you try to go to a tree on ancestry now. So I'm just wondering if, in fact, this is worldwide. You don't know you have a problem until you can search. Well, I can search. So let's just do a search for. Let's just see some famous person from the past, like Sidney Poitier. I would imagine he is not my mother's age, but maybe her mother's age, who was born like in the 30s. So I think maybe Sydney was born in the 30s. Let's see. So you can search for people. Okay, so let's see. Sydney Port. Oh, Bohemian. Okay. Wikipedia. Let's see. So that's Sydney. Oh, so I have his name spelled wrong. It's Poitier. Sydney Poitier. So let's go back to edit search. Change that R to a I. T I E R. Okay, that's how to spell his name. And according to Wikipedia, he was born in 1927. Okay, so I was pretty good. I was kind of point on with that. For those of you who don't know, this is his daughter. He named after him, Sydney. And she is an actress too, I think. Right? Way over here somewhere. She is an actress, yeah. But I can't, they don't show her very well right there. So I am going to do a Google search for her. So this all starts out being what is going on with Ancestry, right? So I'm looking for Sidney Poitier. So I know he was born in 1927. And let's see. Uh, Let me go back. And he was born where? He's Bohemian, it says. And so let's just go over here to personal details. He was born, Miami, Florida. Oh, he's the Bohemian ambassador. He was the Bohemian ambassador to Japan. I didn't know that. This is not what this is supposed to be about, but I'm just proving a point here. Miami, Florida. I guess it got to be Miami-Dade, Florida. I guess you can't just put Miami, Florida in. Let's see. Miami, Florida. Yep. So otherwise, you have Miami Beach, Miami-Dade County, but it's always Miami Lakes, Miami Shores. So that's the drop down. Sorry, I don't know what happened, but um, I'm gonna go back and edit the search. It dropped off on me because I do want to put Florida. So I'm just gonna pick Miami-Dade, Florida, and I'm gonna do a search because what I want to show you is that Ancestry is having some problems. Okay, so this is probably Sidney Poitier. I say Poitier, but it's not. It's Poitier. Sidney Poitier. I'm pretty sure this is him. Waldorf Astoria. Um, let's see, Miami. That's the exact birth date. See, if you see here, this is the exact birth date. I'm pretty sure this is him. So look what happens when I try to save him. Okay, one moment. I have to take a mini break. One moment. I'm gonna still show you what I'm doing. As you can see, they you mean why they chirping so much? The cage was open, and so one came out, and then two, and then they were fussing at the other one for not coming out, and they've been doing that for a long time. Okay, so as you can see, there's nothing happening. So the first problem is you cannot view a source. I mean, you cannot save a source. You cannot save a source. So let's see. Let's try another source. I don't know if he married a Janet Blair, but anyway, let's just see if we could save it to the shoebox. Probably could save it to the shoebox. You can okay, you can save to the shoebox, so that's good. That means it's not all is not lost. So let's see about a newspaper clipping here. Is his father Reginald? Let's see. It says here. He was born and is a Bahamian American actor and film director. Okay, it won't say right there. Let's just see. I see. I can't help but point out that they call him a black actor, opposed to they just make everybody black. You know, because he's Bahamian. He's from the Bahamas. Mm, So I don't know how you make everybody black. But okay, let's see. Family. Usually they have early life or family. So he is the earliest, he's the youngest of seven surviving children born to Evelyn. Nee means her maiden name is Otten, and Reginald James Poitier. And they were farmers, okay, who owned a farm on Cat Island. Interesting. He was a good pick for this project. Oh, Ty Hawk. Where have you been, Halito? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Happy to see you here. Um, I did a stream earlier today, and Ancestry, uh, just right in the middle of that. I think I don't think it was problems at first, but there was a problem, and so I'm just seeing if this problem is, hoping that someone else, maybe you can help me. I'm trying to see if everybody is having this problem. Like, how far does this problem go? So I use Sydney Portier as um, a person of interest to do a little genealogy work on. So this is Sydney. So if I wanted to save him, I would drop him in a tree. Now this tree that says Sanders, I put the A's there just so I could get to it quicker. This tree is my public tree. This tree and all of the other trees I have are private trees because they are either trees that I'm working on helping people or working on trying to resolve, uh, hard places where, okay, let's say trying to make sure my family is good in these. Okay, good. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's what you're supposed to be doing, right? All right. Well, don't forget to relax and meditate and smile and laugh and be free of worry at times. So, this tree, the Fenner tree, Fenner Carver Sutton Moore, and it goes on, is a tree that I just drop people in by using this add this to a new person. and I can just do a little research and, just before I add them as a solid person, before I add a person solid, like if I just, I'm not sure and I want to research them, I'll drop them into this tree. So I was trying to add Sidney Poitier to this tree. So when you do add a new person, you get this site can't be reached, that it might be temporarily down or it may have moved permanently to a new web address. Okay, so or the timer will just keep going. But so I can't do that. But if a person is working on their ancestry and it's like this, the one thing that you can do, I don't know, is you can save it to your shoebox. They didn't give me a problem saving to my shoebox. Now, if I go to my shoebox, you'll see in a chronological order the things that I've been saving there. So that's another way to get to your shoebox is save something to it and then go above that file, that source, and then, just select shoebox and you'll get to your shoebox that way. So I can't get into any of my trees. If I go to trees here, I can see them, but I can't get in them. This is what happens when I try to get into a tree. What kind of bird is that? Oh, these are cockatiels, right, Nene? Parakeet. Oh, parakeets. They are three, and they were a gift from me to my sister on her graduation because she's really good with birds. Like she let them fly. Most people just keep them in the cage. Um, and so they are three, two blue, and one yellow and green, two blue and white, and one yellow and green. And we think that the yellow one, where we're pretty sure she's a female. One of the blue ones, the bigger of the two, is a boy. We can tell. Um, and the one smaller bluebird, we can't tell. And they've been here how long? 3 years, 4 years? 3 years and two girls and one boy. So she has determined that the smaller bluebird is a girl. Blue is the boy. Monet is the yellow one, and Aqua is the other female, smaller bluebird. And I think I have a video of them on my channel. So this is what happens when you try to go to any of your trees. So I really, I'm going to start calling people and waking up cousins to see if they're having a problem. Because this really is a real holdup on my off day. But at least I can save sources. And as usual, you can start a document. And I always say that you should start a document. So this is earlier today where I'm keeping notes of what I'm doing, just little notes. It really helps. Okay, so I can't do that. So when I press the back key, it'll give me back the source, but it won't let me save a source to a tree. It won't let me see in my trees. Only thing you can do today is you can, for me, is research by going back to my notes and using that old fashioned paper and pen. Oh, you love birds? Do you have any? Ty Hawk, you got any birds? I tried to have a bird before. What was that kind of bird? What was the name of the bird? His name was the ones I gave you before.
You always giving me birds.
What was his name?
Shady.
Yeah, Shady. Yeah, it was two. I bought two lovebirds. Okay, they are nice to have around. Yeah, they're nice to have around. Except I don't think people should. I mean,
clip their wings or
I don't think people should keep them from flying. That's the only thing. So you have to, make sure that
for their own safety. I have to lock them up at night though because they'll take night flights in the dark.
Right. So my sister, she makes them go in and at night because if it's dark, they will come out. Well, yeah, now they're on the schedule. They got a schedule now, but
yeah,
it was times that she had to run them in by taking something and just kind of waving it at them like a little stick or something and make them fly around and not land um, until they go land on the cage, and they do. And so then that keeps them from flying in the night because when they try to fly and it's dark, they really can't see. We found that out because they run into stuff.
They ran into the wall.
Yeah, the wall, and it was a ceiling fan going nuts. They survived, as you can see. So you can save to your shoebox.
There's something left in here, guys, and this is what you have to eat. Cause they want to change this food out, and they're not gonna get that.
So, right, they are funny too. They fight too. You know what? Next time I'm gonna try to catch them in a fight. The only thing is they won't let me get really close and keep doing the same thing. So if my camera was zoomed in good enough, I'm gonna record and post when they are at it because it is interesting. They have control issues. Like I was saying this earlier, the saying that birds of a feather flock together remains so when you have like three birds together like this. So if one is in the cage and two are out, they just chirp at each other constantly until either the two that are out go in or the one that is in comes out. They insist on being together. Okay, so what I'm saying here is that the limitations today is that you can, for me, I hope to find out if it's for anyone else, is that I can save a source to the shoebox. I can look at sources. That's not a problem. I can look at DNA, which is what kept me so long. My entry into Indian country, our current awakening Indian country, was in the fact that I use DNA as a tool. So now I'm over it. I'm over trying to um, be careful about the fact that I use DNA as a tool, and if anyone else is using DNA as a tool, they can find help here as to how I use it as a tool. I do not use it to uh, take these ethnicity estimates. I don't do that. I use it to connect with these people here to figure out connections. I use it for through lines, which if other people say trees, now the key is The connections have to have trees that you can see. If they don't, then they're just a name. Um, and you can see how where they fit into the scheme of your family, though. You can see, oh, that's my mother's side because they match all of your cousins and your people who you know who may have a DNA kit on the database. You can see where they fit in, but you won't benefit from who they are if they don't share tree information. So you can see your DNA matches, but you cannot open up a tree. Like for example, this is view all, and I'll just go to a safe cousin who has a tree, and all right, going down a little bit here to this cousin, Jimmy Washington, my mother's cousin. He is her.
Did you want some watermelon there?
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you. He is her paternal, on her paternal side. He is her paternal great aunt's son. He is her father's father's sister's son. He has a tree. If I click the tree, I don't know. I click the number and that takes me to the tree. So he has a tree. I'm going to go back. Let me go back. Okay. So this is my mother's matches. This is her cousin. I'm picking someone with a small tree. Here, Jimmy Washington is my mother's cousin. Her great aunt's son. She matches him at 388 centimorgans. So they both have this number. Both of them share 388 centimorgans, which I cannot tell you exactly what is a centimorgan of, like, but that is what they share. Let's just take this opportunity to look up centimorgan. So centimorgan is actually in genetics, a centimorgan or map unit is a unit for measuring genetic linkage. It is defined as the distance between chromosome positions for which the expected average number of intervening chromosomal crossovers in a single generation is. It is defined as the distance between chromosome positions for which the expected average number of intervening chromosomal crossovers in a single generation is 0.01 point. It's often used to infer distance along a chromosome. I'm going to do the research. I'm going to do it. Right now, I'm not doing it, but there's obviously centimorgans explained, and it looks really technical here, but I'm going to do it. Okay, maybe not right now. Maybe not right now, but I'm going to do it. It's really strange to me that this is the first time it says here, what is a centimorgan in DNA? In genetic genealogy, a centimorgan or MAP unit is a unit of recombinant frequency, which is used to measure genetic distance. The genetic genealogy testing companies, and they named them, use centimorgans to denote the size of matching DNA segments in autosomal DNA tests. Okay, I want to do some research on that. I am. Okay, but that is what this is. She matches her cousin at, oh, okay, let's say, sis, so how do you feel about the beef going on? Oh my goodness. It's calmed down, thank goodness. I think that people are back to, well, let me take a break and come over here. Let me take a break. How do I feel about the beef going on? What beef? That's a joke. The beef. Okay, so I tried to get in the middle and be a mediator. I was saying moderator, which, is similar. It is the same thing. But what I was trying to do is get in between two sides of a miscommunication, or maybe not, maybe a argument. Let's just say, no matter why it's an argument, to try to help the two sides of that argument, only two, not all sides of the argument, but only two is what I wanted to do. And allow each of them by mediating. And when I'm saying allowing, is when you add a mediator, you give them the power to allow. And I wanted to have control of, say, a mute option, so that one could talk and the other could listen, and vice versa. So each of them would have an opportunity to speak without interference, so that maybe, just maybe, the root of the issues could be at least presented in a way that it was completely heard in real time by the other. All right, so you say here, let's say, it seems like at no level we can't get along. Well, yeah, I can't even argue with you there. What it has to be, and this is not any specific education that I have, this is just me using my sense to say that what would have to happen for people to get along is a mutual respect for some guidelines.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
That was the problem. One of them was over there. Okay. So to get along, we have to have a reference of a commitment to, and a reference line that will help us with disagreements or misunderstandings, first of all. And so if we don't have a specific standard that we will use as a community to adhere to, then no, we won't get along, because we don't have any specific plan of execution should there be an issue that is causing disagreement or causing any issue of uncomfortableness. So if you have two people and they keep growing and the space becomes too small for both of those people to fit in, then there's a problem. There's an issue, and something needs to be done about it. Like, who's going to stay in the place? Who's going to go out? Uh, are they going to take turns? How do you decide? It's gotta be some reference point of or a place where people agree. And until we as a people do that on our own, elect a body of elders, or maybe not even elders, maybe select representatives from each group that is trying to operate in the same space, to refer to when there is a problem, then we won't get anywhere. I mean, we'll just keep coming back to the same dilemmas. And then unfortunately, once whatever the dilemma is becomes a argument. Oh, this one. Oh, okay. Thank you. My nephew tried to take mine. It's so wonderful being the baby sister. I swear it is. Okay. My sister just brought me some, um, like a hot lemon tea. Okay, so I don't think I answered too much. I think I did answer, but I hope I didn't like do that thing where you go all around and then don't, you saying something, but you're really not. How do I feel about the beef? Let me go back to it. I feel like a lot of people said a lot of hurtful things that has nothing to do with whatever the real problem, the real dilemma was. So the real dilemma still exists. And what has happened is people have agreed basically to disagree and stay out of each other's space as much as possible. And a lot of people got hurt, in my opinion. And some people got really hurt. I mean, people's characters, nobody is free from some fault. But you know, I think a lot of people said a lot of hurtful things, and there was no real judge or person who could, by could help determine the consequence that should be suffered should some real crime have been done that was exposed in all of this by any, on any person. I hope I'm saying something. I have trusted issues. Oh, I have trust issues. Me too. And it's hard to find the wolf in sheep's clothing over the internet. Absolutely. That's why I took a little break from this. And so do I. Other than I started my own, um, I started my own content. So I still took a break even from doing anything myself. So I took a little break from this, from the BS, but I do rock with you, sis. Oh, well, thank you. You know, I appreciate that. I do. And, nobody is above a fall, or is it beneath a fall? What I'm saying is that anybody can fall off and have an issue with someone else. Just say I'm over here doing what I'm doing. I look at a lot of other contents, and just the other day, Original Nightwolf and I embarked on a uh, build that took us into maps, and you know, um, other people have been talking about some of the stuff that we were talking about. I may not have given proper credit to each and every person that I've ever heard talk about those specific issues, or I don't want to use the word issue, but those particular subjects. Um, Someone might call me on that one day. Well, you said that, this person spoke on this and said this, but that's not true. I was the one that did it. I could, someone could attack me for that. Someone could say that we're saying exactly the same thing they've been saying all the time, but we were doing our own new discovery. And when you're doing your own discovery of something, you might have heard it 20 times. 20 different people might have said it the same exact way, and you just might not have heard it. It might not have resonated with you as a truth, something you can hold on to and really have collected in your mind, and in your heart as an evidence. And so you're still searching until you see it for yourself. So I appreciate the people who rock with me. Maybe people can't join me in a live stream, or maybe um, I have a lot of subscribers who I only have like 180, but maybe 175 of the 180 uh, subscribe to me because someone recommended it, or one day I put something in the um, title that attracted them, and they hung around a little bit, and I no longer, I'm not what they're into right now. Whatever it is, I am very happy doing what I'm doing, and I'm gonna do it. So to have a little company, even if it's just me and you, Ty, I appreciate it. I count it an honor. I'm happy about that. So I'm gonna get back to the title of this really quick. So I don't know. As far as what was going on, I think that it has come to some level of, uh, you know, decency. Okay, and people are getting back to doing what they do, because it all seems to be circulating around people that I don't specifically subscribe to or build with or deal with, or I'm not in that anyway. I don't I haven't subscribed to or tried to join a tribe that took money from me and wasn't doing the right thing. So since it didn't affect me, maybe is that part of it, but it did affect me to see what went on like the last maybe 2 weeks ago now. It did affect me. I still love the people in Indian country, and we still are one community. And people could try to cut that pie differently, but that's the truth. We still are one community. Okay, so I want to get back over here and share my screen. And thought it should have been up. Okay, and I'm going to go back and see, did Ancestry come back online? Okay, where I left off was that the DNA matches are there. It appears that you can, you can still see your matches. And this is one of my cousins. And what I was coming here to prove is that it's not just my tree that I can't see or get into. So the only trees that you can see is if you have a DNA match. It appears that you can see the tree that they saved. Okay. So this is the tree that comes up when you have a match, and they do have a tree. It'll show you one, yourself, then your parents, their parents, one more generation, and then, which should be your great grandparents, and your 3 times or 2 times great. Wait a minute. Great, and then 2 times great is your great great. So your 2 times great grandparents. So this is your 2 times. This is Jimmy, his father, his grandfather, his great grandfather, and his great great, or 2 times great grandfather. And that's as far as it goes. Oh, sorry. Deneen, you didn't even tell me. I'm sitting up here and I'm not even. I'm sorry. Well, I'm halfway. Okay, so that's as far as that goes. And then when I try to look at his tree further, and he has 195 people in his tree. When I try to look at that, I am going to get an error unless Ancestry's back on. Okay, if it shows me his tree. Okay, it's still showing me the same tree. Let's see. Maybe Ancestry is back on. So, okay, this is deep in his tree. Nancy Colbert, which was born in 1803. So let's see if we can view her in the tree. Or is it just showing me only up to his great? It shows me, nope. So that's as far as you can get in the tree. Okay, let me come back over. And what do you say, Ty? Right, Ty, you're right. I think we're making a lot of noise and the agents are out to try and shut us down. Absolutely. I think that you're right. Keep us separated at all costs is really you know, even if no one is specifically the agent, the agents benefit from our inability to get along and build. So I agree with you there. So I'm not sure what's going on with ancestry. I am going to go ahead and wrap this up and move around. Um, I can't get any further. I can't get into anyone's tree, none of my own trees. And it's still not a whole loss, not a loss, y'all, because you can still work, because you can still remember. Let's see what this is. Okay, I can exit this. I don't need that. I don't want to open a lot of tabs. All right. Remember. Okay, I'm gonna exit the Cinnamorgan. Before I go, I want to do one thing. Oh, do I use Family Tree? I should. You know what? Right. This is gonna force me to my Family Tree. I do use it, but not as often as I should. You know. Okay. I'm gonna use it today. I'm not gonna do it on the live stream yet. I haven't been to it in a while. But I wanted to see. I thought I knew who Sidney Poitier's daughter was, but hmm, she is. There's only this picture of her here, and so I'm going to go and see if I see any more pictures of her before I go because I'm not sharing my screen. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, I might try to use the Family Tree on a live, but I need to visit it first. Oh, you think Family Tree is better? Tell me, Ty. What do you think about it? Like, is it better? Just my cousin uses it as much as she uses, if not more, Ancestry's database. Uh, Only thing is because I'm trying to figure common ancestors and using DNA as a tool, I have to use one of those databases as well. So I have to use use it with, but I know it's free. That's one good thing about it. I don't know if they ever have a failure like Ancestry's having today. But let me share my screen because I am, since I was doing Sidney Poitier, uh, I wanted to see if I thought I knew who his daughter was. Oh, she is Clara in something called Clinical, and that's just recently. Let's see, Night of the Living Dead. Oh, she was a voice. Veronica in Too Late. I don't think I saw Too Late. It's a 2015 independent drama. Okay, let's see. She was a Mouseketeer. Oh, or is that a movie? Uh, yeah, that's right. Family Tree is free. That's right. I mean, it really is a good. I heard that you could go to the library and use Ancestry for free too. And if you can get to a I forget what they call this place, but there's one here. It's an archive, the National Archive. I'm in Chicago. There is a National Archive here. You can go there and you can get on Ancestry for free and you can print for free. So 9 Lives, and that's it. True Crime, 1999. I don't know. I don't know these movies. Yard Sale. I don't know these, but she was on television. Noah's Ark. The Twilight Zone. Okay. Abby. Seemed like I might know Abby. Oh, it was a sitcom. Grey's Anatomy. Okay. In an American medical drama television series. Okay. They don't. I don't know if 17 Seconds was the name of it. Um, and the Ohio Historical Building. Oh, okay. The Ohio Historical Building. Is that, I wonder if that's just like the National Archives. I wonder what they do there. What's there? Is it artifact there? Do they talk? Is it anything about the Indians that were in Ohio? It should be. Chicago PD. Now I know I saw Chicago PD. So now that might be where I could get a picture of her. So now I'm gonna see if I can find her. Sydney Tamala. Chicago PD. Oh, why would they show her from a side view? You know? Oh, yeah. I don't think I knew. I thought I knew who she was, but when I see her here, I don't identify her as Sidney Poitier's daughter. Uh-uh. Oh, look at him and his family. Who is this? That's him with his daughters. Oh, that's a YouTube. Is that his daughter too? They look so much alike. Yeah, I thought I knew. Yeah, those are two daughters that was on that picture. Okay. Okay, you says it has all of Ohio's history, the Serpent Mounds, etc. Oh, well, let's do a show about it, Ty. Why don't you go there and let's do a let's do a show. Commit. Go ahead, commit today. Just do it. Nike, just do it. Let's do a show where you go over there and show us what the Ohio Historical Building has to offer us. Unless it's illegal to show us. I mean, I don't think it should be illegal for you to just like. Okay, good. He committed. All right, Ty. Thank you. The birds are happy even. Yes. They flew all around just now. Okay, good. So, all right. How soon do you think? As soon as things open back up, maybe you'll start considering and see what you can come up with. And I'll host it. I'll host your show. I'll host your show about Ohio's historical building. Uh, you know what? Let me go ahead because I don't always, for some reason, I don't know who to get in touch with about it. Okay, you say, let's see. I want to just make sure that this is showing up because I don't always get my chat. Okay, so he says, I'm just going to show each one of these so we'll have a record here because I'm not going to let you forget this. Do you use Family Tree? And he says he uses both. This is Ty saying uses both. This is going really slow, but and then he says that he used for whatever reason it's just not showing up there. The Ohio Historical Building, and he said that it has all of the Ohio's history, and that it has the serpent mounds, etc. History of the serpent mounds. And I asked, "Oh, you have pictures? Okay, okay." And I asked Ty, "Let's do a build on it. I want him to show us what's going there." He says, "I'm down. Yay! I'm so excited." Okay, and that he has some pictures from the last time. All right. We'll get the pictures together and I'm going to put my email right here because we could even put together a little slideshow. It's Empress Isha 999 at Gmail. Oh, what have I done? I hope you can still hear me. I did something and just turned myself off. Hit the wrong thing. At gmail.com. Empress Isha 999 at gmail.com. And we can work on how we want to do it. Like, for example, I think like you could go there and like you have some pictures, or you can go there and you can, if you have, like, I could be on a live, and if you have, you can join me on the panel, let's say, and be there. We could do it like that. That's one of the ways we could do it. Okay, good. That's your email. Okay, I got it. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and close out, and I'm going to go over to Family Search today and do some work over there and get myself back acclimated to what Family Search does because I haven't been on Family Search in probably a year and build on there. And so I appreciate you, Ty, and I'm going to look forward to communicating with you about Ohio's historical. Is it historical society? It was. Let me put lead with that on the screen. Building. Okay. Yeah. I can't wait. That's gonna be Absolutely amazing. Not yesterday, but the day before, when I was building with Original Nightwolf, we learned that the French Indian War was started when they asked who was the governor, I believe it was. They didn't say where he was from, but Governor Washington, I believe. I don't know if it was the same that became the president. I'm not good with history, but asked him to vacate Ohio, I believe. And that was the beginning of the French Indian War in 1754, if I'm not mistaken. So Ohio keep coming up. Thank you. You stay safe, and I will look forward to seeing something from you, or you can look forward to seeing something from me really soon, like before I go back to work on Thursday. Okay? So peace and love, everybody.